Okay, looks like everybody is in. Team Liquid, thank you for taking the time to talk to us after the game. We're going to get started right away with questions. So we'll start with Manny from ESTNN, or ESTNN, yeah.
Hi, everyone. My question's for Armao. Obviously, losing is always difficult, but you really stepped into a role that was very heavily contested. How is this week leading up to the finals for you? And, how do you feel you performed throughout the series, both yesterday and today?
I just talk or
yeah, in the microphone.
Oh,
Maybe into the mic. Yeah,
I've never done this before. Yeah, it was fine. I think I played not well for like what I could have done, regardless of subbing in. I mean, for the week, it was just he was sick, so they told me like a few days before that I'd have to play against TSM. I think they're a weaker team than C9, so it wasn't super hard. But yeah, the C9 series was much more of a challenge, and I played okay later in the later games, like the later stages of the game, but early game was pretty poor.
Okay, we'll go to Andrew next.
Hey guys, my question is for Jat. What do you think went wrong today in this series?
I mean, they killed our Nexus 3 times. We only got theirs twice, so that wasn't part of the plan. It's hard to say right afterwards. There's a chance we ran out of gas a little bit because of I just kind of want people to understand how, like, no matter what level of individual players you have, and I feel like we have like really insane players on our team, when you have a piece that practices with you for 2.5 months straight and you try and slot in a new piece, like, it's amazing how much synergy we had, like, in my opinion, on such short notice. So I'm still really proud of what the team did. And I still think we should have won this series. So it's kind of hard for me to say what we think went wrong. Maybe when I look back at it in a month, I'll see more clearly. But right now, it just feels like we should have won.
Okay, let's go to Nick Ray.
This is actually one for CoreJJ. As somebody who tends to seem like more of a leader on the team, I just wanted to know if you had any kind of particular words or thoughts on your teammates' performance, maybe something in and out of game that you saw from somebody that you were proud of.
Now the people we playing the game by, I just want us to play more, like competently. And then even though we lost last game, I think we showed our competence, how we play. And I'm really proud of like how we played today, even though we didn't make the MSI. Now it's time to aim for the worst.
Okay, let's go to Matt from Stacked.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? My question is for Armao. Multiple people, especially like Doublelift, have talked about how as a player, you have a history of feeling like nerves, especially before big sets. But I think on top of it all, you've played very well the past 2 days. So I wanted to know what has the coaching staff and your teammates done to kind of help you adjust to the team, especially on short notice, and maybe like your words of advice will help other players who maybe have trouble with stage nerves as well.
Yeah, I didn't feel super nervous personally. Yeah, the LCS staff definitely helped with that. It was kind of a weird situation as well. I don't think I get as nervous as I used to anyway. And also the players, like, I've played with them before, obviously briefly in lock-in, so like everyone here is like super like experienced and like generally makes you feel less nervous going into the games. So I think that helped. For other players, I don't know. It just depends on each person. You just have to do your best to combat it and just play well on the match days.
Okay, let's go to Andre from GG Recon. You there, Andre?
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No worries.
this question is more towards the coaching staff. You guys as a coaching staff have been very confident in Armao since the first day of the season, and it showed in the first couple of days of the lock-in tournament, and then through to the announcement on Friday. Can you explain how you were so confident in Armao subbing in, even though Santorin played for the majority of the season? What was it that gave you this much confidence?
We're pretty integrated with our academy team at Team Liquid. It was one of the goals that we had coming into 2021, and we had, you know, not only Cole and myself who frequently spoke with the academy team. We also had Hax Defender, who's our two-way coach. So he's kind of a strategic coach for the academy team who's worked a lot with John, and he was able to also be here for us this weekend. So you add that with the fact that we have literally, as John said, played with this 5-man roster before during the tournament already, like 3 months ago. So I think it was just knowing that we have strong players all throughout our organization. And then it was just about everyone kind of collectively buying in that we'd have the confidence to do it as 5. And I actually think we proved it. But again, it's not going to make this feel any better. But I think that's kind of how we had confidence. And Cold can add anything he wants. But yeah, we know John's a good player, and we knew he'd be able to step up.
Yeah, I mean, we scrim against the academy team quite a bit, and that's something we want to do to make sure we are actually building talent. So we see the level of play that John brings into practice in the academy games or scrims versus academy and LCS, and I think John is a super good player. He showed that in this whole weekend. So it's weird. Usually when you have to change a player, you would be very nervous. But actually, both me and Josh were obviously the situation like sucked. No one is gonna deny that, but we were pretty calm about it because we know the level of play that John has. So I'm very, very proud of him, and I think all of us are. So yeah, good shit, John. Sorry about it.
Let's go to Jay Silver.
Hi, everyone. So once again, my question is for the coaching staff. This is the first time you guys are playing in an in-person environment in a year rather than in the office. Was there any special preparation that goes into preparing for this in-person environment?
I think it's a lot about just trying to make sure that you're doing everything you can to kind of protect your team, making sure that we're bringing as much food in as we can, making sure that we're having the right snacks, making sure that we're talking to the refs and the production people around here, like, make sure our audio is good, make sure that the light is blocked out before, like we mentioned, the light was going to be a problem on Friday. They covered up most of it, but then, we still ended up having about a 30-minute delay before game 4 because the light was on Eddie's monitor. I'm probably going to change your question a little bit because I thought you were going to ask what it's like playing in this environment. I think it impacts everyone, but since it's a 5v5 game, like it's going to be equal. So going from the at-home environment, well, not like basically the Alienware training facility environment that we've been in for most of the split, to play outdoors with the wind, like it's always going to affect the level of play somewhat. But I thought we did a really good job of responding to it throughout the weekend, and I still think we played pretty well.
Okay, let's go to Pedro next.
Hello. Once again, this question is for coaching staff in general. So once again, Team Liquid doesn't make the LCS champion. Displayed after all these changes that you did, what other areas you need to improve to be champions of LCS again?
What other?
Yeah, it's just like what do we need to improve on to be champions? Oh, that's how I took that question.
That's a good question. I think mainly. So actually, it's kind of funny. Yesterday we were watching the series, the TSM series, and I actually thought the level of play wasn't like super great. I think generally speaking, we have the players to be able to play at a super high level. So I think what we kind of need to do more is be better as a team. Lost in the first best of series against Cloud9. I thought we lost because we didn't play as a team. Today we played as a team, and we got into positions where we could win the game. And then it's about whoever placed the best in the moment. And they were just more clutch than we were. So I could see the improvement from the first series against Cloud9, but generally speaking, it's just cohesion. I mean, this is now our third month with the team. So we just need to work on our team play. That's what's gonna drive us towards being good at Worlds. And that's what we want to do. So
yeah, I agree.
Okay, let's go to Izento.
Hey guys, Azento here from Esports Heaven. So I want to talk about the Game 1 draft because you guys left open Seraphine. Now, personally, I thought this was a bait to get Perks off of a playmaker and kind of force him to stay within his own lane state and within the mid lane and not roam so much. But what was the idea behind, I guess, this lack of a ban in the first game?
It's a prio check. So we know if we get Seraphine, we win. And we dared them to play it. And then once we beat them with it, they had to ban the rest of the series. So that's why you do it in game 1.
Yeah, and also we thought they would not be able to win with it. And basically we took a chance and it worked and it made them ban it the entire series. So that's some of the mind games you're going into a series with.
Okay, let's go with Noel.
Hi guys, sorry. This question is for Alfari. Cloud9 started with the lane swap in game 5, which was a bit more unexpected, but it also continued this top lane focus that was had throughout the series. Do you think that this changed the tone that is already set during a game 5?
I don't understand the question too well. Lane swapping changes the game drastically. Yes, that's all I know. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Nick from Inven.
Hey everyone, my question is for Jat. While the result, like you said, wasn't what you wanted today, and because of that, it's hard to focus on exactly what went wrong. I'd like to ask you what went right. I feel that while Team Liquid didn't win today, this series was a big improvement from the last time you guys played against Cloud9, despite not having your standard starting jungler. And I'd like to know if there was something you learned in that last series that helped you here, and overall, what you felt the team did right today to make this series so contentious.
I thought our 5 to 15 minute sequences were really solid. I thought Alfari had really, really good communication in all of the games. People, only look from the outside, but he drives a lot of our action. I thought Jensen was incredibly locked in today, especially in team fighting on the Victor. I mean, game 1, I think he was I saw the stats somewhere, 1,300 DPM. I think he had 10 and 1 on kills. I thought there were plenty of team fights that Eddie played frame perfect with Isaiah. I think CoreJJ, always finds incredible engages on Rel in some pretty difficult situations and makes some really good turn calls. And I thought John did a really good job playing his game and not trying to, be someone else. He even got Blabber to ban Olaf. I don't think many people have done that. So, it's really sad that we weren't able to win with all the great stuff that happened, but I'm hoping when we have a little bit of time to recover from this, we'll use it as motivation to actually just destroy Cloud9 next time. Because we were even talking before this, I'm sure every team probably feels this way when they lose, but it could have been, this series definitely could have been a lot different. So there will be a lot that we can build off of from this series.
And with the last question, Travis Gafford.
This question's for Jensen. So many of you on the team, so many of the players on the team have played in a ton of very high pressure matches, but I know you've played in a ton of LCS finals. This one, just as a viewer, I think felt incredibly intense, going so long, especially with the pauses and all that. So I'm kind of curious from your perspective, how did this series compare to the other LCS finals you've played in from just an intensity standpoint, or how you felt about it?
I mean, it's the finals, so it's pretty intense, but I felt really, really calm the entire series. Like I don't even think like it registered in my mind fully that it was like a finals, and you know how close we really were. Maybe it was the lack of the crowd, or maybe I've just, you know, played in too many finals at this point. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I mean, I felt pretty calm throughout the whole series, to be honest.
All right, and with that, thank you, Team Liquid. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us after the match, and we'll see you in the summer split.
These days, everybody's talking about Wild Rift this, Wild Rift that. And you know what's actually wild? The amazing performance you can get with Alienware computers with NVIDIA graphics cards in them. You can go check them out over at alienware.com/Travis, and you can use Travis10 off to save 10%. Also wild that you can do that. They've got some fantastic stuff, including the Alienware M15R4. We love Alienware. Thank you so much for sponsoring my content, and we'll catch you next time.